So far, we've been connecting to our database server using the root user. This is the same user account that we created at the time of installing MySQL early on in the course. Now, when it comes to using MySQL in a production environment, we need to create additional user accounts and give them specific privileges. For example, let's say you're building a web or a desktop application. Your application needs to access data in a MySQL database. So you need to create a user account for your application and give it permission to read and write data to your application's database, but nothing more. So this user account should not be able to change the structure of your database. It shouldn't be able to create new tables or drop existing ones because this can totally mess up with everything. As another example, let's say someone new joins your organization as a database administrator. You need to create an account for this person so they can manage one or more databases or the entire MySQL server. So first, let me show you how to create a new user account, and then we'll talk about assigning permissions or privileges. To create a new user, we use the create user statement. We give our user a name like John, and then we can optionally restrict where the user can connect from. So here we can type an @, and then we can type the IP address of a computer like 127.0.0.1. This is the IP address of our own computer. So this means this user can only connect from the same computer where we have installed MySQL. If they try to connect from a different computer, MySQL is going to decline the connection. This is very useful in cloud environments. So typically you have a web server and a database server. On your database server, when creating a new user account for your application, you want to make sure that that user account can only connect from the web server. So this is where you specify the IP address of your web server, okay? Now here we can also specify a host name, like localhost, which again represents the current computer where we have installed MySQL. We can also specify a domain name, like codewithmosh.com. Now this user can connect from any computers in this domain, but they won't be able to connect from the subdomains of codewithmosh.com. To provide that, we need to add a wildcard here. So we add %. This represents any subdomains, right? Now you can see here we have an error because we have to put this entire domain in quotes, either single or double quotes. So with this, John can connect from any computers in this domain or any of its subdomains, okay? Now for simplicity, I'm going to drop this, which means John can connect from anywhere. There are no restrictions. Next, we need to set the password for this user. So we type identified by, and here we supply the password. Let's say 1234. Now this is purely for simplicity, but do not ever use this password. Always use strong passwords. The longer, the better. So let's go ahead and create this user. Beautiful. Next, I'm going to show you how to view the users on your server.